Welcome to Kunzy Podcast English, where every episode not only helps you improve your English, but also awakens the positive changes hidden within you. Today, we're diving into a topic that could become a turning point in your life if you truly listen with your heart and commit to taking action starting tomorrow morning. 7 morning habits that change lives. There's one thing successful people do differently. They own their mornings. They don't wake up feeling groggy or lost, letting the outside world pull them in every direction. They don't reach for their phones to scroll through social media or absorb negative news the moment they open their eyes. They don't let distractions invade the most powerful part of their day. Instead, they begin their mornings with intention, with simple yet powerful habits that shape their mind, their energy, and their entire future. And the amazing part is this: you don't have to be a genius or a millionaire to start. All you need is commitment. Just try, not for a day and then give up, but for 30 days straight, and you'll witness a new version of yourself rise. Someone who wakes up with clarity, works with strength, speaks with confidence, and lives with a warrior's mindset, ready to face the world. Imagine a morning where you no longer feel lazy or lost. Instead, you rise with energy, knowing exactly what you need to do and why you're doing it. You take control of your time, your focus, and your life. You connect with others confidently, work with passion, and move forward with unstoppable momentum, because now you're no longer reacting, you're leading. The 7 morning habits I'm about to share are not complicated or extreme, but it's their simplicity and consistency that hold the real power. Because transformation doesn't come from quick fixes or random bursts of motivation. It comes from small actions done again and again until they become who you are. So what are these 7 habits? And how can you turn every morning into a launch pad for becoming your strongest, most intentional self, instead of just a sleepy transition into a chaotic day? Let's find out, one habit at a time, so that you don't just know, but you actually act starting tomorrow morning. And if you stick with it long enough and deep enough, your life will never be the same again. Morning silence, the beginning of a new life. Imagine this. You've just woken up after a long night's sleep. Your eyes are still heavy. The room is quiet. Everything around you is bathed in the soft shadow of early dawn. And in that very moment, the space between dreams and reality, you face a choice. You could reach for your phone, check messages, scroll through social media, let the world rush into your mind before you're even fully awake. Or you could choose silence. You could sit up, place your feet on the floor, close your eyes, put a hand on your chest, and take a deep breath. Just 5 minutes. 5 minutes without alarms, without notifications, without noise. 5 minutes just for you, for your mind, for the life within you. Breathe. Feel your heart beating. Feel the air moving through your lungs. Feel your body alive. And in that silence, whisper to yourself, not with words, but with your soul. I am still alive. I still have a chance. I will make today meaningful. One simple sentence, but it carries the power to awaken everything inside you. Awareness, gratitude, purpose. You see, most of us live in reaction mode. We wake up and immediately respond to work, deadlines, bad news, opinions. We open our eyes and the world hijacks our mind. Our peace is taken before we even get out of bed. But morning silence is a rebellion. It's your way of saying, I own this day. I own my mind. Why is it so powerful? Because the first few minutes after waking are when your mind is most open, like freshly tilled soil. Whatever seed you plant will take root. If you start with chaos, anxiety, fear, that's the tone of your entire day. But if you start with stillness, gratitude, and clarity, you move through the world with strength no one can steal. Morning silence isn't wasting time. It is the most powerful preparation. It's the moment you come home to yourself. When you listen to the voice inside, the one that doesn't speak in noise or fear, but in quiet truth. Imagine it this way. If each day is a battle, then those 5 silent minutes are when you sharpen your sword, put on your armor, and prepare your heart. No warrior walks into war without preparing. And the strongest among us aren't the fastest. They are the ones with intention. Intention is born from silence. If you've been feeling lost, like your days blur into each other, wake, work, stress, repeat, then this is your invitation to pause. Not to quit, but to reset. You can't drive a car at 100 kilometers per hour without ever stopping to check the tires or the engine. You'll crash. You'll break down. Humans are the same. If you keep going without pause, you'll lose your direction. Or worse, lose yourself. And remember, silence isn't just about sitting still. It's about coming back to your center, realizing you are not your deadlines, your phone, or your thoughts. You are the observer, the one who can choose how to respond, the one who can decide to live differently, starting this morning. This habit might seem small, but its impact is massive. After a week, you'll feel calmer. After 2 weeks, you'll notice new ideas and emotions rising. After 3 weeks, you'll face challenges with more patience. And if you stick with it, 30 days, 60 days, you'll look back and barely recognize who you used to be. Because you're no longer living in autopilot. You've awakened. You start each day with awareness, not anxiety. So tomorrow morning, don't rush. Don't let the world drag you away. Sit. Breathe. Listen to yourself. Just 5 minutes, but they could change everything. Because a powerful life doesn't begin with chaos. It begins with a single moment of silence that means everything. Movement. Wake up your body, ignite your energy. After spending 5 minutes in silence, you've reconnected with yourself. Your mind is waking up, but your body, it's still half asleep. And if you truly want to live the day with energy, focus, and strength, you can't skip one simple thing that every successful person does each morning. They move. No, I'm not saying you need to hit the gym or go for a long run. You only need 3 to 5 minutes. A few stretches, some deep breaths, a slow walk around your room, or simply getting up and moving to your favorite song. Raise your arms, stretch your back, rotate your neck and shoulders. Even just standing tall and taking a deep breath can be enough to spark your inner energy system. Why does this matter so much? Because your emotions are directly connected to your physical state. When your body feels heavy, your mind feels foggy. But when you move, even a little, you send a powerful signal to your brain. I'm waking up. I'm alive. I'm ready. Movement is how you switch on your brain. It's the ignition for all the power that lives inside you. Breathe in. Stretch your spine. Open your chest. These actions not only make your body more flexible, but they also trigger positive hormones and release all the energy that's been stuck during the night. Think back to a sluggish morning when you got out of bed only to want to lie back down again. That wasn't because you're lazy. It's because your body hadn't been activated. Like a machine left idle, it just needs a spark. And that spark is movement. Never underestimate the power of a little dance, a body stretch, or blasting your favorite morning tune. This isn't just a fun habit. It's a ritual to awaken the warrior in you. Your body is the most powerful tool you own, and it reflects your inner state. When you stand tall, breathe deep, and walk with intention, you're not just changing your posture, you're shifting your entire energy. And you don't need a perfect body to do this. You just need to believe you deserve to feel fully alive. Make movement the first act of intention every morning, rather than letting sluggishness lead your day. Stand up, stretch wide, smile at yourself in the mirror, and say, "I'm here. I'm ready. Today is mine." Don't let the day begin in passiveness. Begin it with purpose. Begin it with movement. Because when you move, you transform. You're not just waking up your body, you're activating the strongest version of yourself. And if you do this every day, just 5 minutes, you'll discover a simple truth. You don't need to wait for motivation. You just need to act first. Because energy doesn't arrive on its own. It's a result of your decision. And that decision starts with movement. Gratitude, the key to a different reality. Let me ask you something unusual. What if I told you that just 3 minutes each morning could change the course of your life? Would you believe me? No money involved. No need for applause or achievement. Just write down 3 things you're grateful for. Sounds simple? Maybe even boring. But what if that very simplicity is the hidden key that unlocks peace, clarity, and the inner strength you've been searching for? Most people think of gratitude as something for holidays or polite thank you notes. But the truth is, gratitude is one of the highest human capabilities you can develop. It's not a passive feeling. It's a deliberate choice. And that choice has the power to rewire your brain, not just how you see life, but how you respond to it. Morning is your golden hour. It's the moment when your mind is soft and still unshaped by the flood of messages, deadlines, news, and noise from the outside world. It's when you can actually reprogram your mindset, but only if you know how. And among the 7 habits that can transform your day, gratitude is the anchor, the quiet force that holds you steady when life gets loud. So what do? It's simple. Sit down and write. I'm grateful I can still breathe. I'm grateful I still have my mother. I'm grateful that today is a new day. These may sound small, but if you feel them, not just write them robotically, but really feel them, you'll notice your heart softens, your perspective widens, and something inside you starts to shift. Here's the beautiful paradox. When you're truly in a state of gratitude, you cannot be angry, envious, or negative at the same time. Try it. You can't feel grateful to be alive and simultaneously be resentful of someone else's success. You can't feel grateful for today and still be trapped in regret. Gratitude doesn't erase your pain, but it gives that pain meaning. And that's why those who have faced deep hardship often become the most grateful people. Not because they enjoy suffering, but because they've learned. Gratitude is the only thing that kept them from collapsing under that suffering. It's not just a mood, it's a form of resistance. Quiet, but fierce. Imagine waking up every morning and focusing first on what's present instead of what's missing. What would change in your life? When you start your day with gratitude, your awareness sharpens. You begin to notice the small things. A glass of water becomes a blessing. Morning light feels like art. Your imperfect family feels like a miracle. And here's the magic. When you're truly grateful, you become powerful. Not in a loud external way, but powerful in the sense that you no longer need the world to be perfect for you to be okay. You stop depending on circumstances. You stop needing validation. You begin to create your own energy from the inside out. And that is where real freedom begins. Try this for just 7 days. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. But if you're brave enough to keep going for 30 days, you won't just notice a difference. You will feel like you've entered an entirely new reality. Not because the world has changed, but because you've changed how you see it. You're learning to see with your heart, not just your eyes. And when you do, life becomes deeper, fuller, and more meaningful. So don't underestimate the power of writing down 3 simple truths each morning. This is not a feel-good gimmick. It's a life strategy. A quiet declaration to yourself. I choose to live differently. I choose to see the good. I refuse to let this life pass by unnoticed. Gratitude is not reserved for the lucky ones. Gratitude is the weapon of those who are strong enough to see magic in the ordinary. And those people are truly the richest of all. Morning priority writing. Write down the 3 most important tasks of the day. There's a truth that most people miss every morning. You wake up with a clean slate, but instead of taking control, you let the day happen to you. Messages flood in, distractions pile up, and before you know it, the day is gone. And you don't even remember what you actually accomplished. That's why this habit is a game changer. Every morning, before your phone, before the noise, take a moment to sit down and write just 3 things. Not 10. Not a full to-do list. Just 3 tasks that truly matter. 3 things that, if completed, will make today feel like a win. Why only 3? Because 3 is manageable. It creates clarity and focus. When you write down too many goals, you overwhelm yourself and dilute your energy. But when you choose 3, you are making a statement. These are my priorities. These are non-negotiable. It gives you direction instead of drifting. It gives you intention instead of chaos. Picture this. You're sitting at your desk in the early morning light, coffee in hand, journal open. You write 20 English sentences to improve your speaking. Submit your online job application. Record your voice for today's YouTube script. That's it. That's your mission. And by doing them first, when your willpower is strong and your mind is clear, you set the tone for the rest of the day. You don't wait until 5 p.m. when energy is gone and excuses sneak in. You act now. You move forward while others are still deciding where to begin. This habit doesn't just bring productivity, it builds identity. Because each time you complete what you promised yourself, you reinforce a powerful belief. I follow through. I create momentum. I am disciplined. This small act of prioritizing and completing 3 meaningful things turns you from a reactor into a creator. It shifts your mindset from overwhelmed in control. It teaches you that you don't need to do everything, just the right things. And when you win the day, you build the foundation to win the week. Win the week, and you win the month. Stack enough wins, and before long, you've changed your life. This is how transformation starts, not with grand resolutions, but with 3 small victories, chosen with intention and done with focus. So tomorrow morning, pause. Before life gets loud, before other people's demands creep in, grab a pen and choose your 3. This is not just planning, it's self-respect. It's designing your day before the world designs it for you. And it's one of the most powerful habits you'll ever build. Read something powerful. Feed your mind with strength. Every morning, your mind is like a blank canvas. The question is, what will you paint on it? Will it be noise, gossip, and empty entertainment? Or will it be strength, wisdom, and purpose? Because what you feed your mind first thing in the morning sets the tone for your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions throughout the entire day. The choice is simple, but the impact is massive. There's a saying, you can't plant poison in your mind and expect it to blossom into flowers. Yet so many people do just that. They wake up and scroll, absorb drama, get distracted by things that don't matter. Then they wonder why they feel lost, anxious, or stuck. But if you want to build a life of clarity, resilience, and direction, you need to guard your mornings like sacred ground. And one of the most powerful ways to do that is to read, just for 10 minutes, something that builds you up instead of breaking you down. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need a 500-page book on philosophy. Start simple. Read a short chapter on discipline, on focus, on habits. Read a story about someone who overcame adversity and defied the odds. Pick up a book that helps you learn English and reflect at the same time. It's not about how much you read. It's about what you absorb and how it reshapes the way you think. If you don't know where to begin, just pick a single page. Read it slowly. Read it out loud. Let the words sink in. Circle 3 new words you learn. Write them down. Make them part of your daily language. Let the book speak to you, not just as a teacher, but as a mirror. Because the right words at the right time can become your guide, your friend, even your compass when you feel lost. Imagine starting your day with wisdom instead of noise, with calm instead of chaos. That's the power of reading something meaningful. Over time, these small, quiet moments of learning stack up. They sharpen your mind. They expand your thinking. They make you stronger. So tomorrow, before the world crashes in, take 10 minutes. Open a book, not your phone. Choose to feed your mind with truth, with inspiration, with ideas that lift you. Because when you start your morning by nourishing your mind, the rest of the day becomes your canvas, and you hold the brush. Speak or think in English for 5 minutes. Train your voice, shape your future. This is not just another habit. This is your bridge to confidence, your gateway to global freedom. If you truly want to speak English with power and clarity, this 5-minute ritual every morning can change everything. And here's the secret. Don't wait for a partner to practice with you. You don't need anyone else. The most powerful conversation you can have is with yourself. Stand in front of the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes and speak. Not with fear, not with hesitation, but with truth. Say out loud, "Today I will learn. I will speak English. I am not afraid of mistakes. I believe in myself." Say, "I am grateful for life. I will grow today. I will move forward." You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need a long speech. Just describe your goals, your dreams, your thoughts in simple, clear English. Speak slowly. Speak honestly. Record your voice if you want. Then listen back. Not to judge, but to understand. To hear your progress. To hear your courage in motion. When you do this every morning, the fear of English starts to fade. Because English is no longer a school subject. It becomes your voice, your weapon, your key to opportunity. This is not about perfection. This is about presence, about showing up for yourself, in your own words, in a language that opens doors you never thought you could enter. If you want freedom beyond borders, speak English. If you want better jobs, better chances, better pay, speak English. If you want to tell your story to the world, speak English. If you want to break the chains of your past, then speak English every morning like your future depends on it, because it does. You don't need to be fluent today. You only need to be willing. Speak your first sentence, then your next, then keep going. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll look in the mirror and see someone new. someone brave, someone global, someone who didn't wait for confidence, but created it one morning at a time. Believe in yourself. Every morning, choose to trust in you. There's something incredibly important that most of us forget every morning: the belief in ourselves. After you've taken time for silence, moved your body, practiced gratitude, written your top priorities, read something powerful, and spoken English, the final habit, and perhaps the most crucial one, is to remind yourself of your own value, your potential, and the strength already within you. Take a moment to stand in front of the mirror. You don't need anyone beside you, no external approval, just you. Facing yourself. Look into your own eyes and speak these words out loud. I am learning. I am growing. And I will succeed. This isn't just a random affirmation. It's a declaration, a small flame you light each morning to keep your heart from going cold when the day gets tough. Success doesn't come from one big, just magical action. It's the result of small, consistent choices repeated daily with intention. One encouraging phrase, one act of discipline, one quiet moment to listen to yourself. These things may seem small, but when they connect, they become the foundation of a strong, resilient person who knows what they want and is moving toward it. And when self-doubt creeps in, and it will, know this: you are not alone. Everyone faces moments of uncertainty, but instead of letting doubt lead you, respond to it with truth. And the truth is, you are enough. You are worthy. You can change. You can master English. You can take charge of your life. You absolutely can build a future that's different from your past. If you begin today believing in your ability to grow and adapt, believe that you have the power to rewrite your story. Even if you failed yesterday, today you still have the chance to choose differently. Even if others once underestimated you, you still get to walk forward with the posture of someone rebuilding their life. And if no one has told you this yet, let me be the first. I believe in you. I believe you can do this. But more importantly, now is the time for you to believe in yourself. Not for anyone else. Not to prove anything, but because of you, the only person who will walk with you for the rest of your life. If you truly begin each morning with these 7 habits, not for perfection, but for progress, you will change. Not in one day, but certainly within 30. Transformation doesn't come from one dramatic action. It comes from small, intentional steps, repeated daily with belief. When you drink a glass of water first thing in the morning, you're telling yourself, I care for this body. When you move for just a few minutes, you're not only waking up your body, but also your mind, your energy, and your spirit. When you write down what you're grateful for, you're choosing to live in light, not in shadow. When you set your 3 most important tasks for the day, you're choosing to lead your life, not to drift. When you read one powerful page, you plant a seed of new thinking. When you speak English every morning, you're not just learning a language, you're facing your fear and rising beyond the limitations of the past. And when you say to yourself, I believe in me, you're rewriting your story. Not as a victim, but as the creator. We often think we need to change the world, but the most powerful thing we can change is how we start our day. One powerful morning can change your day. One focused day can change your week. And when you start to win your weeks, you begin to change your life. So ask yourself, what could the next 30 days look like if you truly committed to these morning habits? What if your mornings weren't filled with chaos, but with clarity? What if English wasn't just a subject you study, but the language you use to tell your story, to open doors, to claim your future. If something deep inside you is awakening right now, don't ignore that feeling. Maybe this isn't just another post. Maybe it's a sign, a signal, a turning point, a personal invitation to begin again. Not alone, but with purpose and support. Because if you truly want to go far, you don't have to walk alone. Kunzy Podcast English is more than a YouTube channel. It's a second home, a community for learners, warriors, and dreamers like you. It's a space where you can practice English freely, learn from real stories, and become the person you know you were meant to be. Think of Kunzy Podcast English as your family of warriors. Every video we create is a seed of confidence, of purpose, of power. You don't have to be the best. You just have to begin. Each morning, each step, each story. And if this message spoke to you, if it awakened something real in your heart, then don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to help spread this power to others. Share it with someone who needs hope right now. And subscribe to Kunzy Podcast English so you can return here each day for 10 minutes of energy, English, and encouragement. Because your future is waiting. You are not alone. We're here every morning, every episode. And your new life, it begins now.